It's April 2025 and I'm doing a video about the books I read in 2024.
Oh my god, bro.
Hey guys, it's me Hannah. Welcome back to yet another video, and I'm so sorry for disappearing for almost 2 months because it's just that I had my finals, but my finals are over, so I'm free, I guess. So here are the books I reviewed in the last video. So without further ado, let's continue the book review. So the first book in this video that I'm going to review is the first book of the Shatter Me series. So before I start yapping about this book, I'm gonna tell you the summary of this book. So Juliet Ferraz has not touched anyone in 264 days. She has not even uttered a word. And you know why? It's because her touch is lethal. So she's been locked away in a cell, treated like a monster because she killed a person because of skin to skin contact. And society is controlled by a regime called the Re-establishment, and they are doing a terrible job at pretending that everything's fine. But everything changes as she gets a new cellmate called Adam, and he makes her question everything she knew about kindness, trust, and herself. And soon Juliet is dragged out of isolation by Aaron Warner Anderson, who wants to weaponize her ability and use it for control. Now Juliet has to decide whether she has to be the puppet they want her to be, or if she has to take control of her own terrifying power. So in my point of view, here's a quick summary. Juliet is one handshake away from manslaughter. Adam is a guy who secretly has abs. Aaron Warner Anderson is terrifying, but for some reason is really popular on Instagram. And the writing is what you'd get if Shakespeare took a creative writing class on Tumblr or something. The way Juliet's, feelings and mental state, how they are expressed in this book is just, it's actually sad but so impressive. And Aaron Warner is like, hey, I'm lethal but I'm hot, and that is enough for us girls to simp over him, because why not? But because I've read the other books in the series, this wasn't as good, but it is the first book of the series, so it was a pretty good read. So first I'm going to be reviewing the main books, and then I'm going to be going on to the novellas. So the next book is Unravel Me. So Juliet thought that escaping the Re-establishment with Adam would give her the freedom that she always wanted. Spoiler alert, it didn't. So now they're hiding in Omega Point, which is basically this rebel base full of people with powers like hers. So here Juliet is supposed to be training, controlling her power, but instead she's spiraling because she's terrified of hurting the people she loves. So she's actually the odd one out between all the people there. She really struggles to fit in. Meanwhile, Aaron Warner, oh my god, I'm not even joking. Bro, this book, bro,
What the hell?
I cannot. I'll scream at the top of my lungs because okay, I'm doing a summary, not a review. Review later. So Aaron Warner, the evil dude in the first book, is back in this book, and guess what? He's obsessed with Juliet. So with war on the horizon and heartbreak around the corner, Juliet must learn that breaking apart is the only way to rebuild. So, Unravel Me, or as I like to call it, Juliet spirals for 400 pages and everyone around her is hot and emotionally traumatized. Oh my god. Bro, Aaron Warner, excuse me. He reveals a side that I never thought I'd encountered because I hated him in the first book, okay? Straight up saying. But in this book, oh my god, he is my husband, he's only mine, no share.
Okay.
It was so good, like the chemistry between, Warren? It was actually really good, and I started to hate Adam in this book as well. So if you're an Adam girly, be prepared to be heartbroken in this book. And Kenji is one of the characters that held this book together with his charisma and sarcasm. Bro, you should give that man a raise and a therapist. And the ending I thought was really badass because she's been suffering a lot and she was like, I'm leaving my gloves behind. yes, like slay. Because I felt so bad for her in the first book, and she's having her revenge arc or whatever. So without further ado, let's go to the third book, and personally my favorite, Ignite Me. I don't have the book with me because I actually borrowed it from a friend. So Juliet Ferraz was supposed to be dead, but guess what? She's not. So Juliet survives a fatal gunshot. You know, nothing can be normal in this girl's life for at least 5 minutes. Like, I'm not even shocked. So Juliet wakes up in a compound, and guess whose compound that is? Warner's. But the world has changed, you know, Omega Point has been destroyed and the people around her are very hurt and emotionally traumatized, as I said before. So back to Warner, you know, the same morally grey dude that we saw in the first book, who wanted to use Juliet as a weapon, now actually wants to help her become one. So as she trains and grows stronger, she's, you know, forced to confront her feelings about the war, about herself, and about Warner. So in Ignite Me, alliances shift, powers grow, yada yada, and Juliet finally becomes the fierce leader she's always wanted to be. But revolution comes at a cost, and not everyone will make it to the other side. There is a reason this is my favorite book in the series. So this book isn't a dystopia, bro. It's a revolution. So Ignite Me is a 400-page thirst trap starring Aaron Warner Anderson, and guess what? I'm not mad. I am thriving here. Juliet, bro, queen behavior activated, bro. Get out of her sight or she'll kill you. Gone is the crying in a corner, oh my god, I am so fragile girl from book 1, because she is so badass in this book. It's like, touch me and you die, because literally if you touch her, you'll die. And Warner calls Juliet love, by the way, I forgot to mention. I would scream for 30 minutes straight or more, but I don't want to look mental in YouTube, so piss, y'all. Do you get that reference? I'm just the coolest. Piss, y'all. Because, you know, then I'll be like really stupid in front of y'all, so please tell me you get the reference. And yes, if you're an Adam girly, prepare to be crushed, absolutely heartbroken in this book, because you will hate him, absolutely hate him. This book set my standards on fire, I'm not even joking. Yeah, okay, so now for the fourth book in the series, Restore. Again, I don't have the book, I borrowed it from a friend. So, Juliet is now the supreme commander of North America. Slay, that's all I can say, bro. Like, I am so proud of her. So after Ignite Me, you know, Juliet finds herself in the middle of a breaking and crushing and crumbling world with zero political training and a wardrobe of emotional stuff. Basically, she's trying to lead the nation and show everyone who she is, but then she spirals, realizing that, you know, everyone knows her power and everyone is watching. But thankfully, she has Aaron Warner / former enemy / now boyfriend / forever problematic favorite, who at the same time supports Juliet but also is emotionally unstable. Bro, I am so jealous of her. But then we discover that Warner has secrets, huge ones, and the other supreme commanders start to circle her like vultures. And Juliet cracks and she starts to question everything she knew before, because it turns out saving the world was just the beginning. The ending is what just happened, like, you can, again quoting from the last video, you cannot end a book like that. Like, what is that? What? Like, that was such a twist at the ending. I was like, hold up, who is Ella? What? Excuse me? What? Where's Juliet? Who is Juliet? So you're telling me I signed up for revolutionary girl boss power, but instead I got, who am I? Where am I? Why is my sister in a tube? Tahereh Mafi, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correct, she did not restore me. She in fact destroyed me. And meanwhile, Warner is like, oh my god, Juliet, I love you, I support you. Juliet vanishes. Warner, I am now in my sad boy era. Also, Kenji, MVP, the emotional, you know, teddy bear. Like, without him, I don't know how Juliet would have, you know, held herself together. And that ending, I was like, oh cool, plot twist. And then the book is like, Juliet is Ella, and I'm like, oh, whoa, hold on. And then it's like, her sister is in a tube, and I'm like, whoa, what? Where did that come from? And then the book is like, her parents are psycho world readers, and I'm like, okay, stop right there. I'm done closing this book. And Warner's last chapters were just gut wrenching, bro. I just want to give him a big hug. So I guess that's it for Restore Me. Now let's go to the next book, which I think is Defy Me. Let me just check. So everything is broken, including my heart and probably Warner's spirit. So Juliet has been kidnapped and her mind is shattered into a million pieces, and she's stuck reliving her childhood, which is basically like a psychological horror film. It has bonus guilt, epic, very sad, gut-wrenching flashbacks and a lot more. So Juliet is in the hands of the re-establishment and her parents who are psycho world leaders, and her sister is still stuck in a tank. Meanwhile, Warner is grieving, panicking, and trying not to fall apart. And Kenji, he gets POV chapters now, and I'm so happy. She reunites with Warner, and together they decide to, confront the conspiracy about the re-establishment. This isn't a book, it's a nervous breakdown in hardcover, to be honest. Listen, I thought I was prepared, like I survived Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, but this book literally crawled into my soul and flipped up all the light switches and said, it's trauma time, baby girl. Warner, bro, he literally spends the whole book sobbing and stuff. This book is 80% flashbacks, 10% simping for Warner and feeling bad for the guy, and 10% what do you mean the tank? What do you mean the girl in the tank can melt a reality? I did not defy this book, bro. It defied me, bro. I cannot. Now let's go on to the final book of the series, which is Imagine Me. So Ella is literally destroyed, fooled, spiraling all the time, literally throughout the book. And her sister inside the tank, I think it's like pronounced Emmeline or something. She is literally controlling Juliet's mind, Ella's mind. Like literally destroying her, whispering secrets and reality and all that stuff. Warner is losing his mind again. So Juliet starts fading deeper and deeper into Emmeline's control, and sometimes she literally forgets who she is. And guess what? Emmeline doesn't want to control Juliet, she wants to release. First up, can we just take a moment to talk about Nazira? Like, she is the it girl, bro. She is such a girl boss. Like, she's literally a girl who'll snap a man's neck and fix her eyeliner with the same hand. So this book gave me soul possession, tragic sisters and psychic meltdowns. And also Warner being like a Victorian for like 80% of the book, trying not to crash out. So Juliet is literally being haunted. Emmeline is in her head and trying to erase her personality. And yet she still walks around like, I'll kill an evil regime later, let me disassociate for 5 chapters. Kenji obviously still holding the series together, still sarcastic, still nearly dying, and still loving too hard and hoping too much. And the story of Juliet's sister actually broke me. And what Juliet did at the ending, when she had to kill her own sister, I closed the book and stared into space for like 5 minutes. It ends with peace and it ends with healing. And can we just talk about how Juliet falls for the entire bloodline of Aaron's family? But overall this series was really good, but it's not over. We do have a few more novellas left. So this book is Unite Me, and it consists of Destroy Me and Fracture Me. So Destroy Me is from Warner's perspective, and Fracture Me is from Adam's perspective. It's not much, in Destroy Me, where it's from Warner's perspective, we just, understand a bit more that he's actually obsessed with Juliet, and we understand that he actually likes her. Adam, it's just him having emotional breakdowns about thinking that he's the one who killed Juliet. So the next novella is Find Me, and both of the, 2 books in this are from Kenji's perspective. So the first one is Shadow Me, where he has to support Juliet as she reels from, Warner's betrayal. And the second one is Reveal Me. We've got a bit of Nazira and Kenji action in this, so I love this one for that. And the last novella is Believe Me. Unfortunately, I have not read that yet, but I look forward to reading it. Guess what? I have so many books to review. So part 2, I guess. I'm so sorry. I promise that part 2 will be the last part. I will try my best to make it the last part. This time I'll end with a proper outro. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell ding. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.